news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, 8 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour. Welcome to Hard Facts. Unfortunately, for the next few weeks, we're going to be analyzing the I Beg to Differ Students Debate Tournament. And for the week that just ended, this is obviously we're still in the playoffs. And for those of you who have not missed a bit of it, well, it's been an interesting one. It started a little bit slow, but it picked up, and then, of course, it gathered momentum, and here we are. Yesterday was a bang, wasn't it? Literally, we ended on a high note, not a minor. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. My name is Maryann, Okon, welcoming you to the show. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Femi Obong-Daniels will be joining me in a bit as we take a look at what's happened this week on the I Beg to Differ Student Debate Tournament, second part of Season 8. And I must tell you that I've been excited the whole time. I mean, because, just like I said to Femi yesterday, these kids make you feel like what you were doing in school was nothing. I mean, because how brilliant are these kids? Amazing kids. And this is just the first week. Who knows what next week holds? And like they say, well, the best is yet to come. Well, we're going to give you an opportunity because, of course, all through the week, we've not necessarily been able to take your thoughts and comments and, touch base with you. So we're going to use the opportunity to touch base with you. So randomly, I'm going to play some of these clips of what transpired within the week. Some of these kids, some of them were so brilliant, so brilliant. But let's start with Zepele Leah versus Ochua Ichwe, and that was a few days ago. Let's start with that, and then when we come back, we'll talk. Welcome once again. This is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Listeners, trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Same-sex schools empower students to focus, to lead, and to excel without limits, without distraction, just success. The same-sex school students perform better in the academics because there's less distraction from the opposite sex. The absence of presence of the opposite sex allows students to focus more on academics, allow them to also develop their mental health and also maintain stability. Also, it's also going to allow more class participation. Children will feel more comfortable to ask questions in class, to also get help when needed for them to achieve and attain the level of success which they deserve.
Apologies, we're going to try again. This is Zipele versus Ochua Ichwe, okay?
Start now. According to Sir Ken Robinson, an education author and speaker, the more homework, the less learning. The more homework, the more stress. The more homework, the less creativity. Did you know that success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out, according to Robert Scolia? Homework teaches essential skills such as time management, accountability, and self-responsibility. But the stress students face as a result of homework can often make them have sleepless nights. How do you expect a child that has been drained perform well in school? More often than not, I do see my fellow student dozing in class, and this has also affected me one time or the other. This is the problem students are facing because schools, which are meant to be citadels of learning, have decided to turn our home into their annexes. Practice make perfect, according to Benjamin Franklin. Studies have shown that students who engage in homework retain 50% more information than those who do not. Secondly, improve academic performance. A study by Duke University has shown that students who engage in homework perform more better on tests and achieve higher grades than those who do not. Said Finland provides little homework to students. Yes, problem. I would have you know that this same Finland assigns homework to students. Yes, still provides students with the best performance. So I would advise you take a rethink on your points. You claim that Finland assigns homework and my research was wrong. My research was correct. I searched it, and homework assigns little on homework. Finland assigns little or no homework.
And he said
Duke University has found out that homework is repetitive. That same Duke University found out that homework helps strengthen learning, promoting critical thinking. So I advise you go back and take a rethink, as I said before, and check what is there. I can see right now that homework doesn't teach time management. Homework teaches obedience to repetitive tasks. Students are just copying from their internet or from their textbooks. They're not actually managing time, and it even takes a lot of time.
Diction coach and diction judge Yvonne scores it 10-8 for the winner of this debate by split decision. Congratulations, Ochua Osehi Ichue of King's Anchor College. It was close. It was 1.5, the closing mark.
Wow.
But it did it.
Well, that was a battle of... in fact, I think that set the ball rolling for the girls because we had a mixed debate for a bit, and then we had the girls. And I told Femi that these girls always come with fire. Well, but I think the most fire that we had was yesterday. I loved it. This is what we did. We did a mic drop right after the competition. We were just like, here are the scores, and that's it. We love you, Lagos. Bye-bye.
End of this.
It was just bam.
Brilliant debate.
I know.
I remember that in the earlier debate of that day, when the young lady had lost, and I told her that she had gone. She was clearly a candidate for the potential of a wild card.
Yes.
At that point, and that was the earlier debate. Little was I to know what was coming.
I know you can never really guess what these kids are made of, and I love that every single one of them, even the ones that because for me, I just look at some people and think that that one's got fire, but then half the time it's the other guy who looks like his demeanor is very calm. That's the one that brings the fire.
Yeah. Look, we'll have plenty of opportunities to relitigate what we've seen.
I know.
The first day was a bit usually.
It always starts slowly.
First day started slow. The first few debaters are more or less the guinea pigs of especially when there are individuals amongst them who are taking the stage for the
Newbies,
first time.
yes.
There is stage fright, and we've seen a combination of all of that.
We saw a bit of that yesterday.
We did.
Two friends going head to head.
Yes, and it was tough, really tough for one of them.
It was.
I mean, the enormity of this is a contest. This is not just us going tit for tat in our school's literary debate club, whatever it is that we do in school. This is an actual contest with national ramifications.
And do you know how some parents take it? It's so serious. And they're like, you're representing the whole family, so you have to put your book. There's so much pressure.
Don't drag our family name in the mud. There's a whole lot of pressure.
I know.
But again, the teachers, the parents, we need to be wary of exerting too much influence and pressure on these kids
because they're kids.
They need to enjoy themselves.
They're not running for president.
Yeah, they need to be able to express themselves and enjoy themselves. Heck, the people seeking election and going for presidential debates are not put
under so much pressure. No, but you see, also Femi, I might be wrong, but there's something that comes with being in a live studio, knowing that you're going to be listened to or watched from all over the world. There's that intenseness that comes with it, whether you like it or not.
Yes, certainly there's pressure, and even for us professionals, there's always that time when many brilliant professionals had their frozen points.
I did.
Yeah, I mean,
I did.
I mean, we had a conversation about yours, and even though maybe I didn't really have the.
I mean, please don't we're talking about ordinary people, eh? Please don't be comparing yourself with us.
I've seen.
You're a supernatural.
I've seen somebody just freeze in front of a television camera.
I have.
And
My first day on TV.
Yeah, and I've seen all sorts. I've also seen a colleague who was on television, and for whatever reason, what was it? A rat fell from the roof straight on her head.
No.
Yes.
And
so just I need say no more. Just imagine.
I will
chaos.
die. I will die.
Yes. I've also.
Do you remember that video of the NTA lady that the backdrop collapsed on her?
Yes, and that the whimper she made on her way out. And there was another colleague of mine, fantastic individual. I was on the news back in the day, younger days. I was on television, so I'd read the news in English, and I'd gone back to the master control room.
Yeah.
So usually, you read the news, and then a Yoruba translator, because it was in your state, a Yoruba translator then does a translation of the news. So I'm there in the master control room, and I'm still holding my agbada like this in my hand, which I was probably wearing over jeans.
As usual.
And the Yoruba newscaster takes the first story, or this first and second, and then wraps up the news. Just wraps up the news, and she still has several more stories. And all of a sudden she goes, "That's it on the news," and we're like, "What's going on?" And by the time we ran back into the live studio, she had passed out. She was pregnant, and she felt the fainting sensation. She had the awareness to sign off, and she had literally passed out by the time we got there. So, I mean, experiences. So, no matter how professional you get, there's always a reference point where something had made you freeze. With the kids, let's cut them some slack.
Yeah. Let's do that.
They're brilliant, far more brilliant than we ever were at their age.
I know. Like I said to you yesterday, these kids make us look like we're playing.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, if you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts, but then we are analyzing the I Beg to Differ Students Debate Season 8 Part 2. Yes, Femi Obong-Daniels is here with me in the studio. And if you have been following the competition, then of course you have something to say. Which has been your favorite moment? Please don't go with the crowd. Yeah, we know what some people will say, but which has been your favorite moment? And who are the people that you think might just get to the finals? Well, these are early days. It's not, But then you can pitch a tent early enough. I did play you Zipele Leah versus Ochua Ichwe. Now let's take you to Akinsulie.
You're in a hurry to go there. I thought you'd leave
I should leave it for later. Okay, let's go to the boys. Timothy Chukwemeka versus Edemba Paul Tochukwu. Let's take a listen.
Society. But how can this be possible when we have young teenage offenders living among us, walking freely on the streets and reoffending? If they are able to commit heinous crimes, shouldn't they also be able to face the full weight of justice?
Teenagers are treated as adults. It violates their fundamental human rights.
Barry Lukotuiz, a 14-year-old who carried out a school shooting in 1996 that led to the death of 3 people, was tried as an adult and sentenced to life imprisonment in order to ensure the safety of the public.
It undermines various international standards by research by various international organizations such as United Nations, African Union and European Union.
Similar crime should attract similar punishments. Age should not be a determinant factor. I am sure you won't be happy if a teenager commits a heinous crimes against you and age is used to lessen his punishment.
Similar crimes should attract similar punishment, but certain things should be considered, such as the self-dignity of the teenager, the self-worthiness of the teenager, the self-worthiness of the teenager, the age of the teenager.
Christopher Simon, a 17-year-old, broke into the house of 46-year-old Shirley Cook, bonded her hands and her feet, covered her face in duct tape, and in a cool and calculated manner, drove her off to a bridge, tied her up with electric cord, and while she was still alive, threw her into the river, and below she drowned. He later bragged about the murder to his friends, not showing any sign of remorse. He had planned it and openly admitted that he thought that being a minor would lessen his punishment. This incident goes to show that teenagers are fully aware of the gravity of their crime, but think that their age will be used to lessen their punishment.
For the winner, with a final score of 100 to 65.5, it is unanimous. Congratulations, Ebule Timothy Chukwebuka of Bijamic Private Schools. You progress.
That was a brilliant debate, if you ask me.
I know.
And a number of things stood out because that was the topic that was repeated the next day.
Yes.
When the girls went at that same topic.
Different angles, by the way.
Different angles. It was brilliant. And you were just sharing.
Yeah.
We're talking about kids. Sometimes they freeze and all of that.
Yeah.
You'd had this conversation with the young.
The
parent of the young. Yeah.
And he said he was already demoralized when he knew his opponent, who his opponent was, that he was not a first timer, that his opponent had been here before. So he was just like, oh my God, I'm dead. And that he tried to.
He had probably heard Timothy in the earlier regional finals. I'm like, oh, this guy is good. Is it this? Am I going against this same guy?
So his dad said he tried to tell him that, no, don't let that get to you. But he knew that with all of the talking that he did, nothing got through. He knew that he was going to freeze in the studio and that he wasn't shocked that happened. And so I had to, talk to him to say, never look at your opponent as someone who can win you, because you're here to also win. So, gather all your energy and I had to really talk to him. Unfortunately, he's in SS3, so there might not be an opportunity for a comeback for him.
Yeah, I did hug him. And I remember telling him I wish someday there will be, I would probably have an opportunity to mentor or for some sort of an internship.
We'd be open to that.
Because you could sense his nervousness, which was why he went in a loop where he was repeating himself. Perhaps it's a good way to look at the same topic the next day.
It is a good idea. But we have to go on a break. In case you're just joining us, it's Hard Facts, and we're analyzing the I Beg to Differ Students Debate Competition, which is the second part of Season 8. My name is Maryann, Okon. Femi Obong-Daniels here in the studio. When we come back...
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire, their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight, each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher, the battle returns and it's full of fire. Grand Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more. Register now and take your stand. Your time to shine is now at hand.
Registration is ongoing on www.nigeriainfo.fm.
And Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
And we return. Isn't it odd that I would welcome you back to radio at 3:27 or thereabouts during the course of the week?
Well, you share the airspace with me now, so
yes,
you can do whatever.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure sharing that airspace with you from 4. We are 32 minutes too early.
I see what you did there. Anyway, it's the I Beg to Differ Students Debate Championship, and we are looking at what's happened all through the week. The competition has started from a low, building up to a high, and I loved where we left it off yesterday. I can't wait for Monday, and I'm hoping that we pick up from there.
Which of the, before yesterday was, icing on the cake, but do you remember any of these other debates that which ones have we played? We played,
we've done we've done Zipele and Ochua. We've done Timothy and Paul Ademba. I think we should take a listen to Shoyinka Ayomikun and Nasiru Luadamilola.
Yeah, those were the first debates from yesterday. It was an all-girls
debates, yeah.
I think we should save the best for last.
Okay.
Let's go back a little bit.
So Anthony, there's Anthony Anaha and there's Chibike Chinedu Gospel. That was also an interesting one.
Yeah.
That was the boys versus boys. Yes.
Let's
take a listen to Anthony and Chibike.
Single-sex schools empower students to focus, to lead and to excel, without limits, without distraction, just success. The single-sex school, children perform better in the academics because there's less distraction from the opposite sex. The absence of presence of the opposite sex allows students to focus more on academics, allow them to also develop their mental health and also maintain stability. Also, it's also going to allow more class participation. Children will feel more comfortable to ask questions in class, to also get help when needed for them to achieve and attain the level of success which they desire. It's also going to allow better literacy rates for boys. Now, boys in all male schools tend to take up an interest in reading and writing and arts-related subjects in single-sex schools more than unisex schools. Now, this is very important because nowadays most boys writing are illegible or can never be seen at all. Furthermore, it's also going to boost self-confidence. According to UDSECO in Australia, the single-sex school boosts self-confidence by 80% because they'll feel more comfortable. They can ask questions, they can express themselves efficiently and be understood. According to CPS Mental Health States, in 2025, 60% of students are suffering from mental abuse and mental health issues. Let's make it easier for them. Let's say yes to single-sex school.
Unisex school has proven to be more efficient and in the ways of real-world preparation. Unisex schools teach students who attend the school to be able to relate and to be able to have a cordial relationship with the opposite sex in real world experiences. For example, research in 2018 proved that students who went through unisex school tends to have more cordial relationship with their opposite sex and tend to relate more. It also enhances social and emotional development. Students who attend the unisex schools prove to be more emotionally stable than one who attends the single-sex schools because they have been taught and they have been able to manage their relationship with their opposite gender when in their adolescence.
You made mention of opposite sex relationships, but you did not make detailed explanation or you did not specify which relationship you mean. Do you mean intimate relationship? Because if it's intimate, it could affect the focus or the attention span of our students in our classroom. So you also said that they will feel more comfortable to talk to the opposite sex than our same sex. I strongly disagree because you can conveniently talk to your same sex because you already experienced something. Imagine you're going through your period now or your menstruation cycle and you're feeling pain. You can usually say that I'm in pains now, and they will understand because they have also experienced the same pain that you are going through. And see, I need to make one statement first before I continue. The power of truth is something that needs to be acknowledged. You said that in a single-sex school they tend to have more mental health instability, but according to CPS Mental Health States, it says that in a single-sex school the students have more mental health stability than when they're in a unisex school.
It is accepted. They provide higher academic performance. Now, what is high? Where is high? Higher academic performance related to their future endeavors? Because them having a knowledge proficient in a particular field doesn't mean for them to have that soft skill. In order, they might have the hard skill, but they might not have the soft skill in order to bring out or tailor out what they've learned in their studies. And this will bring about commotion, and this will bring about loss of jobs and unemployment. You also mentioned more class participation. Like I made mention before, fewer distractions. Now, this is a very important matter in society because the main purpose of putting our children in schools for them to attain and achieve academic excellence. Now, putting them in a single-sex school, they tend to have less distraction. So without the presence of the opposite sex, they will pay more attention so them to achieve high academic and also instill discipline easier than when they're in a unisex school. Also, it's also a very good tailor teaching method. See, the way a boy will learn something is different from the way a girl will learn something, and the speed the way a boy will learn something is different from the speed the way a girl will learn something. In unisex schools, in single-sex school, we tend to fully utilize our resources to efficiently meet the needs of our students, whether they are lacking or whether they may need help.
Which brings the total score in this debate for the winner by 100 to 56.5 points. Congratulations, Anthony Ndukwe Anaha of New Hall International School.
Good debate.
I know.
Great topic.
It's how Anaha personalized it. It was like, we in the single-sex schools, we utilize. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Lagos, we want to bring you into the conversation.
Tell that to my dad. He forbade all his boys going to single-sex schools.
all of us in my whole family. So we have this Roman Catholic background from my father's side. So everybody went to a single-sex schools. Even on my mother's side, whom they're mostly Methodist, my uncles also went to St. Patrick's College. My dad is an old boy of Spackle. My brother was the one who went to a Presbyterian school for a bit, Hope Waddle Training Institute. So I went to Holy Child Girls. So we all went to, all my aunties, my cousins, we all went to single-sex schools. None of us went to a mixed school. Our first meeting with, boys were in uni.
Typical of my dad. No boarding school, no single sex school, and then when it came to the turn of his only daughter, he put her in a single sex.
They have to protect the girls.
Like
girls have to be protected.
But that was a brilliant debate.
Yes, beautiful one. Well, Lagos, you could join the conversation 0201 465 7190. That's 0201 465 7190. Tell us where your high point, or what were your high points, I beg your pardon, and of course what you thought about this week's debate.
Because of time, why not just drop us a message
or
so that we can take as many of these debates as possible. But we do have callers, so we might take a couple first.
Yes. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello.
Anybody home?
Okay, call us back, please. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Mr. Femi. Good afternoon, Mrs. Miss Maryann.
You miss it? Hey! Femi's wife is listening.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. We bless God. Thank you for bringing back I Beg to Differ. Finally. Something to always look forward to. So let me start off this afternoon by saying thank you to Tollywood Schools, Chrisland Schools, and our ever consistent sponsor and partner, OB, Weezy. The rest of them I can't remember.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for sponsoring I Beg to Differ, for giving these young ones the forum to board. It's indeed a laudable thing you're doing. God bless and uphold your businesses in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen to that.
So I thought I'd seen the best of the debate until yesterday. I saw a repeated Abigail in the making. Oh my goodness, Tollywood College. Mr. Femi, what is it that they give these Tollywood College students? That
I don't know.
The way they speak, they exude so much articulation. They are articulate, they are confident, they are charismatic, they are eloquent. Mr. Femi, I was on YouTube. I was listening and you could see the vibe in the girl. As if I was just there.
Mr. Polly, you sound like you want to recruit. You want to join Tollywood College.
Babe, she was just going, and I'm like, oh God, don't even say this. Initially I said, okay, the judges will have a hard time deciding who the winner would be. But at the end of the day, at some point, the other girl, what's her name again now? I can't remember.
You mean her opponent?
You mean her opponent?
Yes,
Choma.
Is it Choma?
Sorry, Naomi.
Naomi.
I think so.
At some point, she felt overwhelmed by the way this other girl spoke. She was so verbal, so eloquent.
Yeah, but Naomi gave her a good fight.
Naomi wasn't perturbed in any way.
But when Naomi came back, there was this fire. But you're gonna master now. A guy can never guy a guy. You, Mr. Femi, you know what I'm saying.
All right, Mr. Boli, thank you so much for calling me. Appreciate it. We want to read some of your messages. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Post your comments on our live feed. We'd like to read from you, Mr. Femi.
There's one here from WhatsApp. It's from Ayo, who says the debate between Leah and Ochoa almost made me cry. Anyone could have won it. That was the only debate I listened to this week. Well done, Femi, Yvonne, Sheriff, and Maryann. God bless Nigeria Info. You missed.
You missed. You only listened to one. That's why you can't miss.
You had one. You don't have liver. You went to stay in one corner and cried for the rest of the week.
You should have waited and joined us from Monday. You cannot afford to miss any of these debates. Please. Please, please, please. How do they say please in your language? Let me please you, please.
Maybe you should start by saying mbok.
Mbok.
And say biko. And say dako.
Biko. Dako.
And
jaw. How do they say please in Hausa language?
Yeah.
Ken, how do they say please in your language?
Yeah, Kuri.
Anyway, let's take a few calls and then we'll come back to the messages. Hello.
Good afternoon, Maryann, and good afternoon, Mr. Femi. My name is Obong-Daniels Peter, calling from Shongutedo.
Welcome.
All right, Obong, go ahead.
Good job. Yeah, yesterday, I want to talk about yesterday, the girl from Tollywood, because Tollywood is just by my hood.
It's
so
in your hood.
I wrote it's like you didn't read my message yesterday because I was waiting for. I said make Shongutedo proud. Go make Shongutedo proud. And I see but you didn't read. So it stays there. So I see the
so
make
yesterday
of this,
the first debate started very late because we're amongst other things, we're trying to get one of the students ready who was under a lot of tension,
intense pressure.
So it affected the timing.
I know. Good one to what you are doing. But however, my reservations, constructively, I feel that these students, they do a lot of cramming. And so it causes some pauses at the way. So the moment they forget one sentence, it becomes a problem. I want to encourage them. Get your points. Get your facts. Read your lines. Then you can ruminate, you can build on those points rather than cram, because the moment you slip one line, it becomes a problem. And I say also they should work on their diction.
Thank you.
Like you played on one, so I couldn't get what he was saying. But so I wonder how the judges will score. These are the little things I want to point. Good job to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bonlo, for calling. We've got messages.
Here is one. Good afternoon, Maryann and Femi. It was so heartbreaking that Leah lost to Ochua, but I think Leah did better. Yesterday, 5 p.m. is my best debate so far. The girls were on fire. That's Jide from Ibejuleki.
Thank you. All the veggie people. Welcome. All right, we're live. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube. Post your comments on our live stream. We'd like to hear which was your best debate so far. And what did you observe in all of the debates from Monday through to Thursday? We'd like to hear from you. Hello.
Maryann.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Femi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, I came from Ikredin.
Go ahead.
I've been trying to reach your people since the debate started, but no problem. You people made my day.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah, it's okay. I know the congestion and the traffic, so I'm not complaining. So far I'm hearing you people, I'm okay. Whenever I get, I speak.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is the method. Femi.
Yes, please.
You're an iconic. I don't know how to describe you, but I'm not in the north yesterday. I just want to describe you on my own terms. I'm not among those that so just Maryann, you don't start. If I call you, if I call you, Maryann, wait, let me say what I want to say. I'm not laughing. Femo.
Yes, please.
As I said already, you are an iconic, and I will still give it to you.
Okay.
Giving to human is what you are doing. Humanity. You don't care whatever you have, but that smile you are putting on the public is what we need from you. And I only pray we can pray for you. I don't have anything to say because I know you are already blessed.
All right.
Femo.
Thank you.
This debate you are doing.
Thank you.
You don't know what you are putting onto these children. Forget about who. Although the finalists are already unfolding with the girl that spoke yesterday.
All right.
I think I'm looking for her. But I'm not dismissing all those ones because all of them can surprise you.
Exactly.
Early stage.
Thank you. Thank you. We need to take other calls. We appreciate you for calling.
There are 16 more debaters that you are going to meet in the coming
week. You know that there might just be more diamonds in the rough. You never know.
Yeah, and maybe at this point, maybe we should even go to the debates of yesterday and share those.
Yes.
For those who missed them.
So let's start with Shoyinka Ayomikun versus Nasiru Oluwadamilola.
There.
I call this the American style. Damilola.
There you go.
Your 4 minutes starts now.
It is of no doubt that social media platforms have been a veritable source of genuine news, but they are also largely guilty of misinformation. In 2020, social media platforms were awash with misinformation and sometimes outright false claims about COVID-19. Its origin, symptoms, and treatments were constantly conflicting on different platforms.
In 2010, the Iranian government cracked down on dissenting voices, and social media platform became a lifeline for activists and protesters. Twitter in particular played a crucial role in allowing Iranians to share information, coordinate protests, and evade government surveillance.
As a source of this misinformation, it is only logical that they be held responsible for the chaos they've created.
If Twitter was held responsible for tweets posted on its site, they would have been forced to censor and silence these brave activists.
Social media platforms were used to undermine democracy and electoral integrity, both in our local and international politics.
At the peak of the 2023 general elections, the federal government of Nigeria was forced to come down heavily on few platforms where fake news and false reportage were the order of the day.
She said that social media platforms are responsible for misinformation, that they have something to do with COVID-19. But if you notice, some of these COVID-19 theories, such as lab leak origins, they were later gained credibility. So if platforms are to remove all discussions on this topic, then a lot of important debate will have been stifled.
I'd like to present to the panel of judges, my opponents and audience, that a study published in the American Journal of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene estimated that about 5,800 people were admitted to hospitals due to false information on social media platforms. Many of these individuals died as a result of drinking cow urine and alcohol-based cleaning agents.
All this information and misinformation about COVID-19, was it not the users that sent it? Is it the social media platform that sent it? They are the ones. Social media platform does serve as a breeding ground so that people can express themselves. But no, the users try to misuse it, and now social media platforms are trying to be are being blamed.
Also, my opponents made mention that overregulation could stifle innovation. While these regulations could lead to unintended consequences, don't you think it is impertinent to have these regulations put in place rather than to lose thousands of lives for a news that could have been stopped?
Two friends, two classmates.
Yeah.
And it got very emotional. Very, very emotional. So emotional, we couldn't start when we should have.
Yeah. We had to do a lot of hoosa. Hoosa. Anyway, we still got some messages on WhatsApp.
Yeah, brilliant ones. Let me see what I got here. Good evening, Maryann, Duke, and Uncle FM. You guys are doing a wonderful job. You don't know what you're doing to help build these children. Let them grow. Let them grow, and you'll see the generations you've built. That's Shabalongo from Clermont, France.
Oh, Shabalongo.
Shabalongo, how are you doing, brother?
That's an interesting name.
Fantastic. We appreciate your message. You have anyone close to you there?
Yeah. Z Izogu here says, hi, Maryann and Femi. Yesterday's debate made me feel like all I knew growing up was wash. These ladies are incredibly intelligent and eloquent. Nice job you guys are doing. Z from the United States of America.
And John Abafi from Obadore says, hello, Uncle Femi and Auntie Maryann. The debate has been so interesting. But the part I try to avoid most is the result announcement and your suspense. I'm glad Ebule Timothy Chukwuebuka made it to the next round. He's been trying for 4 times now. Remember the one we did was 2 days ago when it was time to call the result, and we had called the result, and the result was like, there was a 0.5 difference, and we took a break. People will have. Some people will have cursed me. I read this result now.
I think my most emotional, debate was the one the kid kept crying. I was like, oh, baby, don't cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's how you know that these are kids.
We're reminded that the Apostle Paul went up against the Christian disciple Timothy, whom he was supposed to train, and then in that debate, the disciple beat the apostle.
The apprentice took over our God's work.
All right.
This was just, it was amazing. It was amazing. This week was superb. But we have 8 minutes on the clock, so you can call 0201-465-7190. But before that, I think we should just finally get to it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Let's get to it.
There we go. Where you day. So this was the last debate we heard yesterday. If you missed it, judge for yourself.
4 minutes starts now.
Maturity isn't a function of age. It's a function of experience and learning. You call him a minor, but he's willing to kill on a whim or in a fit of temper. He becomes a reckless, uncaring killer. 4 teenagers in Texas, where I grew up, went to a house and killed a family of 5, the youngest being 5 months old and the oldest 67. Now, before killing the 23-year-old daughter, 2 of these teenagers were then shot. The ages of these boys 15 to 17. So how much time do you think they should be doing on 5 counts of murder? I ask you, my dear opponents.
Today, we gather to discuss a proposition that threatens to undermine the very fabric of our juvenile justice system. The motion that trying teenagers who commit heinous crimes as adults is a knee-jerk reaction that prioritizes retribution over rehabilitation and punishment over compassion.
American authorities learned that juveniles were being paid to make gang hits. These underage children were being told, if you are caught, no big deal. You get out in just 3 years. Now, if you want to live in a place where a child can
can kill you and not sustain much of any punishment, I suggest you try the third world.
Teenagers are not yet fully developed mentally, emotionally, and psychologically, and the ability to make good judgment and understand the consequences of the crime may not be developed. Therefore, it is unfair to hold them to the same standards of legal adults who have fully developed brains. Trying teenagers who commit heinous crimes as adults will not protect the public from harm. Rather, it poses more threat to the public. Teenagers who commit heinous crimes should be given a chance of getting educated and counseled.
My opponent also mentioned rights. This statement is a fallacy. When considering whether teenagers should face the consequences of their actions, it is crucial to know that legal precedents and human rights are not enough reason to justify them not facing the consequences of their actions.
Young offenders often come from disadvantaged background and have experienced trauma, abuse, and violence, which can contribute to their criminal behavior. According to the Criminal Domestic Violence Study, if you grow up with domestic violence, you are 74% more likely to commit such violence against someone else. So, how can young adults develop life skills when sitting in a jail cell for years at a time?
My opponent also mentioned putting an end to repeat offenses. I'm sorry, I cannot allow this misconstrued statement to stand. Please allow me to school you a bit on some past events. In 2004, Michael Hernandez, a 14-year-old from Florida, murdered his classmate, 15-year-old James Gold, during school hours. The act was a shocking example of youth violence and sparked widespread media. This led of justice policy and school adopted strict measures and zero-tolerance policies towards bullying and violence, which helped to reduce violence among teenagers, making your statement completely invalid.
96 to 92 points. Congratulations to you, Akinsulue Onyidamola of Tollywood College. You progress to the round of 16.
Yes.
You know, you'd be forgiven if you forgot in a brief moment that these are 14, 15-year-old kids.
I know.
The American accented girl, Onyidamola, is just 14. And Naomi, on the other hand,
she was cool, calm, collected, unwavering.
You go up on a debate, and then I've been in the debate against an American girl before. Mm-hmm. It does something to you when that girl goes up against you and it's so heavily accented in that manner. You're like, okay, I'm going to sound like I just came from the bush. Naomi did not care. She just delivered, and she just. I mean, I've had many heartbreaks in these debates. Just the heartbreak of just saying bye-bye.
Yesterday's was worse.
Bye-bye to a student who you'd rather listen to time and time again, especially in this early round.
I know, and for me, what made me fall in love with Naomi was that she was one of the most I don't know how to put it. She enunciated her words properly. She pronounced the words right.
Right, yeah.
And she did not see, there's a trick to debating. It's not about who's faster.
It's not speed.
It's about
I was even worried for Onyidamola because her speed
too fast. And what speed does is that it makes you swallow most of those words or pronounce them wrongly, or sometimes leave us wondering, what did she say? So for me, Naomi was the girl I would rather listen to every single debate.
It reminds me how I used to do my debate. I used to laugh at the people who used to.
You're perfect.
I would just speed. Ladies and gentlemen.
I was never a fan of those.
I'll be looking at you like, what?
I gotta be coming down. Let me show you how it's done.
So brilliant debate.
Superb.
We were impressed, and Naomi just jumped to the top, to the zenith of wildcard pick options. If that opportunity were to happen, it's double sad for me because she's in SS3. And I'm like, what is there to be done to bring this young girl back somehow?
I know. We've got to hope upon a a star or something. Wish upon a star.
Here's a message from Isaac from Tinkan. Papa, it says, good afternoon, Femi and Maryann. I sent a message before now, but the presenter did not read it. My question is, can a woman of 37 years old, bumpy, have kids? My best debate is the one of the two girls. I guess he was referring to. Why can't a 37-year-old woman have
I don't
kids?
understand. My auntie had her first child at 42. I've seen a 50-year-old give birth.
Auntie Sarah Abraham had a kid at 90.
So what is it?
At 90. Okay, that's miraculous. But again, if
I mean, these things happen, and let's not forget that technology and science has continuously evolved.
And besides, true.
So,
I mean, many women don't get menopausal
you don't even have to
until
carry
much
a baby.
later.
You know what, Femi? You don't even have to carry a baby. You could just, put it in someone else, and then you've got a child.
There's surrogacy. There's all sorts. Anyway, we digress.
Because of that question. Anyway.
Yes. We've had brilliant debate.
Do we have one more message before we go? Because we have just 2 minutes.
So, good afternoon. Hold on. Good afternoon, Mr. Femi, beautiful Maryann, and my wonderful headmistress, Yvonne. I was so impressed with Naomi's delivery yesterday. Please bring her back. She has quality. She has the quality of a champion. Yomi from Murio Kuala VI is our neighbor.
I know. And that's what we just spoke about, that we really are wishing upon a star that, there is an opportunity for a wild card that way, because I would love to listen to Naomi do it again.
No doubt.
Her composure literally just makes me want to be there every time she speaks.
It's amazing. And we cannot wait for the next week where we will see the remaining 16 debaters. We've seen 16.
Yes.
We have not seen 16. Yes, some of them you've probably seen in a previous season or, but you will see fireworks in the coming week. You don't want to miss it. We kickstart at 4 p.m. every day.
Yes, Monday to Thursday. And then our days we'll be here talking about experience all through the week, and I can't wait for Monday. I don't know about you, Femi.
I can't wait. And special thanks to all the guys who make it happen. Sheriff, our
producer,
Sheriff loses weight.
Excellence.
Maybe he needs to. He loses weight every time during the debate to defy. It's like he loses 2 kilos every day.
Really?
Maybe it's good for him.
Sheriff, I love you. I'm going to fight Femi in private.
Yvonne Okhaifo, she's a maestro. Alongside the other judges Chike and Ufoma, not to mention the guys who ensure you see everything we do. Babatunde Abdul Salam, Ken Odueme is in the studio with us right now working. He's perpetually working. Olamide Fadoju, and Meka Eledan, the guy who made sure we had all these audio sounds ready to go. Great guys.
We love you, Lagos. We'll see you on Monday on I Beg to Differ Students Debate. And we start at 4 p.m. My name is Maryann Okon. He is Femi.
And in Emmanuel Etim's word, whom I miss, Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Hey, now what for this country? Everything does cash, even cash. Okay.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.